Jack Catterall rights the wrong of 2 years ago, defeats Josh Taylor on a 12-round unanimous decision. Now, I have to say, although Jack Catterall, there really is no debate really in my eyes. Yeah, Josh Taylor was competitive in this fight, but it was really a Jack Catterall win. I can't make a case for Josh Taylor winning the fight. Not that there was any controversy or anything like that, no. I did feel the 170-111, two of the judges scored that actually, was a bit wide. Yes, Josh Taylor won rounds. He won more than 3 rounds, I think. There was a couple of swing rounds. There was rounds like round number 11, where Josh Taylor primarily was forcing the action, was primarily doing the work, but got caught and rocked. But that's really all. And it really comes down to, do you give the guy a round who did the more damage with, a shot or a couple of shots, or the guy who pushed the action through more punches? And that's kind of where you're kind of like, it's open to interpretation. But that's neither here nor there. The right guy won. That was the main thing. Let's talk about this fight. So, yeah, going into this fight, I felt that if it was peak for peak, Josh Taylor wins. It's not peak for peak. Josh Taylor 3 years ago beat Jose Ramirez, and he looked brilliant doing it. And then he stuck around one fight to fight Jack Catterall. I felt he lost. Should have lost that fight. Jack Catterall should have got the win. And then I thought it was time to move up. He didn't. He fought Lopez, and now he's stuck around at 140 again. I think it's a combination of two things with Josh Taylor. One, he's in the wrong weight division. Clearly, those 7 pounds are going to make a huge difference if he goes to 147. And he needed to go to 147 3 years ago, realistically. He should have went as soon as he won his undisputed titles. Also, I think the fact that Josh Taylor doesn't live the cleanest life outside the ring. He's not like a Billy Joe Saunders who just, drinks, eats, does all. And there's nothing wrong with, a beer or two or now and again, stuff like that. No, in moderation. Billy Joe Saunders is the kind of guy who just, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. That's kind of how he is, He just, and obviously Billy Joe hasn't fought in 3 years. But Taylor's been someone who people have said, like, he likes, a drink, he likes going out, he likes partying, and he likes to have a good social life, and that's fine. But you try to do that and be a top athlete. You can't do them both. It's going to catch up with you. And it might not catch up with you in a sense of you be, completely shot overnight. But you combine, not living the cleanest life with also being in the wrong weight division. You're going to look like Josh Taylor looked tonight. And he looked slow. His feet just didn't have any real kind of poise in them. There was none of that Josh Taylor head movement, the bob and the weave and the move, and he gets in close, he moves. There was none of that from Josh Taylor. And he was open to so many shots, and he was forcing so many shots. When you see a fighter and you say that's an old fighter, even though Taylor's not an old man, he's only 33 years old, when a fighter is really having to force the punches out, he's having to force the shots, it looks a chore, it looks an effort. When a fighter is doing that, it's kind of the writing is on the wall. And as they say, the feet are the first thing to go. His feet didn't look the same as they used to look. There were times where I was like, oh wow, well, what is going on here? With Josh Taylor. Whereas Jack Catterall is younger than Josh Taylor, and I would imagine lives a much cleaner life. He was just able to focus on his boxing, kept it at range, look for counters, landed big right hands, hurt Josh Taylor several times, the head and the body. If I had a critique of Jack Catterall, I would say he neglected the body, because when he went to the body, he had loads of success on Josh Taylor when he went to the body, but he didn't do it enough. And I think that if he had really invested more in Josh Taylor's body, he could potentially have got a stoppage in there. I think for Jack Catterall, the stoppage was there. I really do think that. I think it was there for him, but he focused too much on the head. He did. And there was things as well. He was moving a little bit too much when Josh Taylor wasn't even throwing shots. He was like, move, defense, slip, move. He's not throwing shots, don't worry. No need to do that. So there was a few little things in there, but for the most part, it was a good performance. It was a very good performance by Jack Catterall. He was busier than we're used to seeing him. He was letting the big shots go. He was accurate. His counters were very on point. It was a very good display from Jack Catterall. Really, really good stuff. As for Josh Taylor, again, I'm not looking to make excuses because I picked Jack Catterall to win this fight on points. Excuse me. I was just more so I knew he wouldn't be good, but I was surprised how bad Taylor looked. And I don't think going to 147 is going to necessarily fix that. He might be a little bit better, but I think that the way he looked in there, yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from that. You look at some of the rounds he did win, and even like round number 3 is a round I gave to Josh Taylor. Round number 10 is a round I gave to Josh Taylor. Those rounds, he was busier, but you kind of looked and thought, is Jack Catterall just taking the round off? Because he's winning them, but he's not. When Jack Catterall will win a round, you're like, no doubt, look what he did. Whereas when Josh Taylor will win a round, you'd be like, okay, Jack Catterall's just not doing anything, and you're really forcing that work. You're winning it, but it's not, oh wow. Whereas with Jack Catterall, it was just like, yeah, no doubt in my mind, doing great work there. So yeah, round number 5, he hurt Josh Taylor. Round number 11, he hurt Josh Taylor again with a big left hand, and I thought he might have actually got the stoppage in there. He might have been able to finish him. He wasn't. And it was just primarily, it was Jack Catterall outboxing, outlanding, and lighting Josh Taylor up at times, and Josh Taylor just trying to pressure, trying to match fire with fire, but not really having anything to work with. That's primarily what it was. He was neglecting shots. The right hook was there for Josh Taylor, I believe, in the fight, because when Jack Catterall was standing trying to, the Philly shell, trying to do the shoulder roll, he wasn't doing it right, to say the least, being generous. And I was thinking, oh, straight right hook, boom, there you go, you'll land. And he did land, and he did, I think, hurt Jack Catterall at times in there. Couldn't follow up with anything. Didn't have it in him. I don't know whether he was just missing a step, didn't have the kill. I don't know what it was. Couldn't follow up. Meant Jack Catterall was able to survive, all well and good, and that was that. So that's how the fight pretty much went. It was primarily Jack Catterall. Josh Taylor had some rounds. It was competitive, very competitive. It was a very good fight, but the right guy won. The only thing I will say is Jack Catterall, when it's all said and done, and he kind of, the euphoria of the win, and he comes back down to earth, it's kind of probably going to hit him that, there was no title on the line. I'm still not a world champion. And I don't say that to be mean or anything like that, but it's like, you wanted to win, you got it, fair enough. Push on for world titles now. Leave it. Push on for world titles, because you really should have had a world title by now, or at least fought for another version of a world title by now. And you've chased it for 2 years, you got the win, but now move on. Move on from this. It's in the past. World titles now, Jack Catterall. And let's see how you get on. I wouldn't be picking him over the champions, quite frankly, but you could prove me wrong. Never know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to everyone who tuned into the watch along. 19,000 subs. Boom. How about that? Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. I'll talk to you, people. Peace.